My name is Pangeaux. I'm a artist and producer from Newport, Kentucky. Um, yeah. I would say now I feel like I have a grasp on like the music that I love and the music that I want to make. I think when I first started, I was kind of making a lot of different stuff that I just like was feeling during that time. The type of music I've made when I started to now has changed a little bit. I think my essence is still in it. It's just like the sounds that I'm using and like the vibes that I'm going for are a little different nowadays. And I don't know if that's like me maturing or not, but it's like I guess it's me just kind of coming to the grips of like what I really love, like that's like true to my heart. I would say being from like a smaller town and going to like a smaller school, it's kind of like the small things kind of matter. I kind of feel like I portray that a little bit in the music to where it's kind of more laid back and like not forget where you came from. I feel like that's a thing I was kind of taught growing up, just with being in like a small knit community. Like those are the people you're closest with because you're so small, so it's like those people kind of help develop you to like into who you are. I don't know. I feel like it feels kind of like where I'm from, if that makes sense. The fact that Kentucky, other than like original bluegrass music, there's no like original sound, or there wasn't for a long time until like Bryson Tiller really popped off and like kind of created a sound. There's been a lot of influence in this area. Like it's kind of like a melting pot of all the music that's kind of been popular within the last like 20 to 30 years. There's like a lot of inspiration to draw from because we didn't really have anything to like have a certain sound, so we had to create one. Just from like some of the artists I know from like Cincinnati and even Northern Kentucky, a lot of it is like original, but influence from like a good era of music. I like the people, my favorite artists who like rep their hometown because they weren't from like LA or Chicago. They were just like from cities no one really knew, but they repped it so hard to like put them on the map. That's why I rep Newport so hard, is like because I just love the city so much and like I love like the area and I want people to know about it, even though it's not like the LA's and Chicago's. Like we're not next to like a big like beach or whatever. It's still a place that's unique in its own way, and like it or not, it's still, I think, more than not like usual, people will love being here. That was when I was in college. Like I always liked making music like on GarageBand, like taking loops and putting them together like in high school, and just like that concept of like being able to make music that way. But I didn't really like dive into it and really love it until I was in college. I don't know like how serious my teammates thought I was taking it, but like I was the only one really doing it on the team, so it was just, and I think it was kind of funny that it was me. It was kind of like a little running joke for a while. Like my coach used to call me Vanilla Ice. He just like call me these like crazy names of white rappers. I don't think he even realized that I was taking it as serious as I like was thinking in my head. I mean, that's where I feel like I got my work ethic, was just playing basketball and just other sports. You kind of like build this type of mentality to where like the only way you get better is by working hard. That definitely translated over to music when I first started, especially since I really loved it. I took the mentality I had for basketball and just kind of threw it in music just because that's the only way I knew how to like work. When I was a freshman, I hit like a game-winning shot.
Wolves by one, inbound to Pangallo, 2-1. Pangallo pulls up straight on three. It banks in. Oh my God, he made it. Zach Pangallo wins it at the buzzer, and the Eagles shock Newberry 91-89.
And that was like obviously the highlight of like the 2 years I was there. That was probably like the highest, just because it was a crazy like game and everything. But there was like so many other memories and stuff that like have forever that were just fun times being in college and like being away from home. I'd say like the road trips and being in like an environment where it's like you and like 14 other like teammates like playing and going on road trips and kind of like battling against other teams and having that like camaraderie. Those are definitely the things I miss the most about playing. It was my cousin for sure, because he was making music and putting it on SoundCloud in high school, and he'd show me like Logic and like how he records and everything. So when I first started making music, like making beats, he was the first person I was like sending beats to, and like me and him would always hang out, just like make funny songs or just like make cool songs. I definitely say it was him for sure. So my last name is Pangallo, and Pangeaux is like a shortened like nickname for that. My family spells it Pango. I wanted that as a name, but I just thought the O wasn't like, it didn't hit enough. I basically was like, well, what if I just spell go different, like the French spelling or Like, I got it from like LSU football because they say like go Tigers. I would say the first like EP album I dropped, the 19th and Summerhill one. I think that's just gonna be a staple for me because it's kind of my first like full project, I guess. The way that it came about was just like real natural and like it felt good at the time. I liked the aesthetic that I put around it. But this new one I just dropped, it's my favorite on the sense of the music that I was like wanting to make, or in my early days of making music. I feel like I got to that now with this new project, and I got to a sound where I feel real confident in like my artistry at this point. That's what would make me listen to like this project over that one. The other one's more of like nostalgic purposes. This one's the same type of way, but it feels like me evolved to a sense where I've found like, you know, what I'm looking for. I mainly wanted to do it just because I dropped a lot of those songs like kind of back to back to back, like week after week or like every 2 weeks. And it was more or less a way for me to put all the music that I've made this year that I felt the most confident about like into one project. Because I already had that idea in general before the year started, but I was just gung-ho and just dropping singles just for discovery purposes. You know, I had one song that's done pretty well within this last year. I think a lot of people have like found out about me through that one song, and I don't know if they've listened to a lot of the stuff that I dropped previous to that or like in between that. So I wanted to put it as a project for like new listeners to like have a full body of work that's still got like a transitional sound through the album. Like it sounds like it's put together like an album, but they're all singles. It was just more or less getting people to listen to a new full body of work. I always try to like put like my real life scenarios and like real life like emotions that I feel throughout the day like into my songs to stay true. Other people might be going through the same type of shit, so it's almost like being vulnerable almost as a way of like letting people know this is like a safe space. Like I add that in my music for that purpose. And there's some things you don't really like whether you make a song about it, it may not necessarily need to be out, whether depending on what you're talking about, or maybe it was just a way for you to get out certain emotions. So like I kind of battle that sometimes with songs where I'm like, I kind of just want to keep this for myself just because it's how I feel about it. Like whether it's like too personal or not, it just depends for real. I feel like I bring a unique sound that's just like I was saying before, it's a melting pot of a lot of different sounds that I listened to growing up. I know a lot of independent artists who like, when I think of like they're not much different than me, it's like because I know a lot of artists that like mix their own stuff, like they make their own beats. So like we're all similar in certain ways, but we all have our own essence of like who we are in our music that I think comes off as like a genuine, like original way. A lot of times when I've worked with people, like the songs that we put out, we've made within like an hour, 2 hour period. Like it was just we felt a vibe and we just went with it, and it was kind of like a tunnel vision type of thing. And everyone I've made music with has been fun. Like I feel like I hang around a lot of geeky, fun people, so like making music with them is easy in that aspect because we can like have fun doing it.
I said, ooh, love, it's your impression of me. Just let me know what it is that I'm destined to be. Oh yeah, I'm hitting 25 and I still keep asking why. Looking up, trying to find something more, something right for my soul. Yeah, something I can sing every day. I'll be trying to feel it each and every way. Don't know why I keep on wasting my energy on this bullshit.
A lot of times when I'm making a song, just like I made the beat first, like I heard the sample and then made the beat, and I was just like, it just kind of like, it was the first thing I said. It was like the first thing that came to my mind. So if I like it off rip, I'm gonna keep going and like just work through the whole song. I don't know what I'm gonna write about before I listen to a beat, but once I'm writing, like I find something, I process kind of like how I'm like feeling in that moment. So, and then like after I make the song, I then decide like, all right, what am I saying in this? Like, what was I feeling during this little period right here? It wasn't necessarily like a intentional thing. I think during the time I was doing more like self-discovery, like within myself, like learning, I guess. That came through a period of songs where it was kind of like more in my feelings a little bit and more like questioning a lot of stuff. So that was kind of my mindset during that period. So I think that's just kind of why it came about like that. I think this song, you know, it's more of like introspective type of song. A lot of the music that I've been feeling lately and like that I have waiting to be dropped is in the same like landscape as that. So I'd say as far as the topic, yeah, like expect a little bit more of that. As far as sound, I think it'll all fit in the same like hat, but it will be different in like different ways, I guess. I guess I'd just say it was like original. Came from the heart, came from just like good intentions, and I think the main thing is just original. I'd say if you really like love music and you really love doing it, keep going at it. You'll find something. Something's gonna pop your way if you're passionate about it. New music all 2024. I just dropped a new single, but I got another one coming out at the end of January. Show in Lexington for anybody that's gonna be in Lexington, Kentucky, February 1st.